What's up, everybody? I'm Lawyer Vince, and welcome back to How to Convince. Today, we're talking about something we all deal with: disrespect. At work, at home, in relationships, even from strangers. It doesn't always show up as someone screaming in your face. Sometimes it's a tone, a smirk, just kidding, that wasn't really a joke, or straight up being treated like you don't matter. And here's the trap: when someone disrespects you, most people think they've got two options. First, snap back, lose your cool, and look unprofessional. And the second, swallow it, stay silent, and walk away feeling small. Both feel bad, and neither gets you respect. And here's the real play: you can call out disrespect without starting a fight. It's about knowing why people do it, spotting the patterns, and keeping a few phrases in your pocket that shut it down calmly and keeps you in control. If you're new here, hit subscribe, drop a like, and join my newsletter. That's where you can send me your questions and I will answer them in the Q&A at the end of each episode. And if you notice, the background looks a little different because we just moved into our new studio and I cannot wait to show you guys around. We are going to be doing a lot of renovation, so it's not quite ready, but this is kind of a work in progress, so just bear with me. So let's jump right in. Here's the first thing to understand: disrespect is not random. It's not an accident. It's a move. Disrespect usually comes from three places. Power plays is the first. Some people think life is a status ladder. For them to climb up, they have to step on you. Disrespect is their shortcut to control. Second is insecurity in disguise. A lot of the loudest people are actually the most threatened. They see your confidence, your calm, and your confidence, and that makes them feel shaky. So they throw shade or sarcasm to knock you off balance. Three is conditioning. Some people were raised in homes, schools, or jobs where mockery and put-downs were normal. They would think barking orders is efficient, and they think compassion is weakness. They're not evil, they just are untrained. When you start to see disrespect as a strategy, it changes the game. You stop asking, "What is wrong with me?" and you start asking, "What is this move designed to do?" Once you see the move, you can break it. Here are two myths to drop right now. Myth number one: if I ignore it, it will stop. No. What you tolerate becomes the new baseline. Myth number two: to be respected, I have to be harsh. No. Calm consistency beats loud control every time. Take a quick gut check. What's your default reaction? Do you snap? Do you swallow it? Or do you have a strategy? The more you know your default, the easier it is to prepare a countermove that keeps you credible. Now, let's get practical. Here are 6 common forms of disrespect and how to handle each of them. The first, the tone dropper. They talk slow, sarcastic, like you're a 5-year-old. Here's the strategy: you call out the tone, not the person. Say, "Let's keep the tone respectful so we can make progress." The second, the interrupter. The interrupter cuts you off, finishes your sentences, or raises their volume. Here's the strategy: reclaim the floor calmly. Say, "Let me finish my thought, then I'm all ears." The third, the dismisser. The dismisser laughs, smirks, or brushes off your idea with a joke. Here's the strategy: make them treat it seriously. Say, "I want my idea considered before we move on." If they keep joking, say, "I'm good with humor, but I need this taken seriously right now." The fourth, the belittler. They talk down to you, explaining what you already know. Here's the strategy: acknowledge and advance. Say, "I'm familiar with that part. Let's move forward." 5, the credit taker. They repeat your idea as theirs and steal the spotlight. Here's the strategy: tag your contribution without making it a fight. Say, "Yes, that builds on what I shared yesterday. Let's take it further." The sixth is the public underminer. They challenge you in front of others or make dramatic corrections. Here's the strategy: diffuse their drama. Say, "For clarity, here's the data I'm using. If you have different numbers, let's compare after this meeting." A pro tip across all these 6 techniques I like to call is NNA. Notice, name, ask. Say, "I'm noticing interruptions. That makes it hard to land my point. Let me finish this thought, then I'll hear yours." Disrespect thrives on your reaction. If you blow up, you look emotional. If you shut down, you look weak. The antidote is steadiness. Here are 3 anchors I teach all my clients to think about before responding to disrespect. The first, breath and body. Have your feet planted. Inhale through your nose and for 4, then hold for 2 and speak on the exhale. The second, structure over stories. Don't argue motives, argue facts and process. And 3, predictable boundaries. Say it once, repeat it once, then enforce it. Remember this, respect is not requested, it is required. All right. I want to bring this down from theory into the real world because it's one thing for me to give you phrases and strategies, but it hits different when you see how real people use them in high stakes situations. So let me walk you through 2 of the clients I've coached. Each one was facing a different form of disrespect, constant interruptions and condescending tone. I'll show you exactly what we worked on, the phrases they used, and the results they got. First is the interrupter. The first client I'll tell you about is a product manager in tech. Her VP was always cutting her off mid-sentence during company-wide meetings. By the time the meeting ended, she felt invisible. Here's what we practiced. First, a 2-count breath before she spoke so she didn't rush. Then, a neutral stop sign. She said, "Let me finish my thought, then I'm all ears." In group settings, we added a redirect. We said, "Chris, I will finish this point, then I'm happy to hear yours." We kept it about process, not motives. By week 2, the interruptions dropped. By week 3, the VP was using her own lines on other people. The takeaway here is, let me finish my thought, then I'm all ears. The principle is simple. Calm repetition plus clear structure beats volume. The second story is the toe drop in healthcare. This is when my second client that I'll tell you about, she was a nurse on a surgical floor. She came to me very frustrated because one of the surgeons would always slow his words to her like he was talking to a child. It was rude and sarcastic. And it hit even harder being in front of all the other staff. We worked on 3 moves, and then she did them. She paused for 3 beats, glanced at the chart, and came back calm. She named the behavior, not the person. She said, "Let's keep the tone respectful so we can move forward." When it happened again, she upgraded to, "I understand. Let's keep it clear and move forward." After the shift, she sent a brief recap email to set the standard in writing. The first time, he smirked. The second time, he adjusted. And the third time, the sarcasm was gone. The recap helped. Her takeaway line was, "I understand. Let's keep it clear and move forward." The principle is steady tone plus receipts that changes behavior. Now it's time for the best part of the podcast, the Q&A with questions that come directly from you all through the weekly newsletter. So let's get into it. Question 1. How do I ask for a raise when my manager keeps saying there's no budget? Most people frame asking for a raise around need. They say, "I need more money. I've been here for 10 years. That puts you in the passenger seat. What I want you to do is shift to value. Walk in with a 1-page snapshot of outcomes, time saved, revenue driven, risk prevented, before versus after. If they say, "Oh, the budget is tight," don't leave. Don't let the talk die. What I want you to do is remember, budgets are stories. Offer options. Base increase next cycle, performance bonus tied to outcomes, title adjustment with review date. Always lead with a date. If it's a no right now, you can always anchor review. Your value is real and your raise is reality catching up. Question 2. I messed up and it impacted a client deliverable. How do I recover trust without sounding defensive? What I want you to do is own it first. Say, "I made an error on X. It impacted Y. That's on me. I'm sorry." Then move to repair. What's fixed? What will be fixed and by when? What changes to prevent a repeat? Mistakes don't destroy trust. Defensiveness does. Use this line. Here is what went wrong. Here is what I have addressed, and here is how we will prevent it in the future. Question 3. A coworker is spreading rumors about me. How do I handle it without looking defensive or petty? Go to the source in private. Be calm and direct. Say, "I heard X was said about me. Did that come from you?" If it continues, document dates, times, witnesses, bring facts, not feelings. Question number 4. My boyfriend talks over me during money conversations. I shut down. Then he says, I'm not communicating. How do I keep my voice without making a bigger fight? Great question. What I want you to do is use pause, boundary, and re-entry. First, pause. Say, I want to keep talking about this and I need space to finish my point. Then boundary. Say, I need to say this without interruption. Once I am finished, I will listen to you. Finally, re-entry if needed. Say, I will step back and we can continue when we are both ready to listen. Then set the rule outside conflict. Say, can we agree to let each other finish before responding? Respect in a relationship means fighting fair. Final question. My calendar is full of low value meetings. How do I say no without hurting my career? Set criteria and say it out loud. Say this. This quarter, my priorities are A, B, and C. I'm keeping 70% of my time focused there. When you decline, redirect the format. Say, send a 5-bullet brief and I will reply by end of day. When you're with your boss, use trade-offs. Say, I can join and I will push deliverable X by 24 hours. Which should I prioritize? Your career moves on results, not attendance. So protect your time so you can deliver. All right, that's it for today. Here's your challenge for the week. Notice when you feel disrespected. Instead of reacting emotionally, name the type. Then use one phrase from today to set the boundary without starting a fight. If this helped you, hit subscribe. Like and join the newsletter. Drop a comment that says respect without conflict so I know you've made it to the end. If you want personalized coaching, I offer one-on-one sessions where we role play your toughest conversations until confidence feels automatic. Spots are limited. Link is in the description. This has been How to Convince with Lawyer Vince. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you same time next week.